The biggest barrier that we're seeing with EV technology and EV adoption is price. Right now, we are still seeing EVs cost maybe 10% more than their counterparts that have a gas engine. And while I'm confident that the price is coming down and it will be on par pretty soon, that's not fast enough, right? Like if you're looking to buy a car that you'll probably have for the next 10 to 15 to 20 years, I don't think you could depend on, that upfront cost being the same right now. So what we're hoping for is as the battery technology gets cheaper, as some of these incentives keep rolling out, that it does make it easier to say, I want an EV if I'm going to buy my next car. And it's going to be comparable. And what's nice about that is if you can get the same price up front, you're going to save on the back end, right? No oil changes, you don't have to buy gas, so you don't have to worry that the gas price is going to go up or down depending on what's going on everywhere else in the world. And then you have less wear and tear. What we used to say in the industry is that you probably save over the lifetime of car ownership about 80% on maintenance and about 60% on the refueling. So paying for gas versus paying for electricity.
I mean, on a monthly basis, it's not hard to do a calculation that shows about $150 a month in savings between a gas car and an equivalent electric vehicle. So when we talk about driving on electric, again, it's the equivalent of about $1 a gallon for gas. And if you're driving around Sacramento, depending on the time of year, again, you're looking at, $4 or $5 a gallon for gas. So that's a substantial savings. And that's money that goes into the food budget or the clothes budget.
Those are gigantic savings. But to get those savings, right, we want to make that cost up front as close as possible to you choosing a car with a regular engine on it. There are incentives out there that are publicly available for people that are interested in getting into an EV.
There are roughly potential for $18,000 to $20,000 in incentives on electric vehicles, depending on if somebody qualifies for each of those. Most people are going to qualify for some of those. So SMUD has a program called Charge at Home, and that offers up to $1,000 toward installing what's called a level 2 charger. It runs on 240 volts in your home. So up to $500 for a circuit installation by an electrician on the SMUD contractor network, and up to $500 for the EV charger itself. And that offsets most of the cost of installing an EV charger. So that makes it really convenient. There are other incentives out there for people who want to buy an EV. There's a program called Clean Cars for All, and that offers up to $12,000 toward the purchase of a new or used electric vehicle. You have to turn in an older gas engine car, but it's a very popular program.
You're able to also get a 3.9% reduction on your sales tax. There's so many ways for our customers to save, and it really makes it easy for our customers to transition because of the affordability.
The nice thing is, it sounds complicated, but you can go to smud.org/driveelectric, scroll down a little bit and click on rebates and incentives, and you're going to get links and information to all of that, and it makes it pretty simple.
I think it's something also because not everyone that's buying it is going to be a wealthy person buying an EV. So I think what we're starting to feel then with this trend is that the price is coming down and the opportunities and the access for EVs is becoming more broad. And it's reaching into our communities now. And so it's not just those private gated communities that you see everyone with an EV anymore. You go into a lot of neighborhoods that have middle income, middle class working families, and you'll see an EV in their driveway. And I think that is how we know that progress is being made. The incentive programs are also available for corporations, nonprofits, businesses that have like medium heavy duty fleets. And they also help you pay for EV chargers too for your businesses. So I would say to anyone that's interested in transitioning, whether it's business or personal, that really do your homework. Find out like what is available to you, because I think the ultimate goal of the last 4 years, especially at the federal level, is how do we get more EVs out there for households, but also for businesses. And so they've done a great job in knocking down the prices of these EVs. I know for these medium heavy duty big trucks, right? Like the big trucks that haul our freight, that bring us our goods, you could get like $40,000 off of the cost of that truck. and you can get funding for a charger just because it is built into our federal system to kind of help get money out the door and to help get these larger diesel trucks, right? The ones that probably have the worst emissions that are in our communities, that help transition them into electric versions very quickly. In California, and I can speak to California on this, they have a program from the state's Air Resources Board that tries to bring the cost down of electric and hydrogen zero-emission vehicles so that they are comparable to your diesel school bus or your diesel big rig truck. And so at that point, if you're making these decisions of, well, what do I want my drivers to take out the roads, I could have a diesel truck, which isn't great for our community's air and is probably going to be going obsolete pretty soon. Or for the same price, I could get a electric school bus or an electric big rig truck, and my team will be healthier, they'll be happier, and I'll spend less in the years ahead on maintenance and on fueling it. Then if you have those opportunities with funding programs to make the decision up front that much easier, I think that's where you see the adoption happen.